PNC News First is presented by the Bank of Guam, the People's Bank. Pizza Hut, we're taking pizza where it's never been before. Taco Bell, the only place where you live Moss. Guam Auto Spot. Colgate, the #1 brand recommended by dentists. And IT&E, Life in Motion.
Live from the Broadcast Center, Akata, Tumon, Guam. Broadcasting in Guam and Saipan. Here's Janella Carrera and Clint Rigel with Donna De Jesus and Rebecca Elmore. PNC Sports with Leo Payumo and Weather with Chelsea Cruz. This is PNC News First.
Confident, good evening and welcome to PNC's News First. We are broadcasting live from the Broadcast Center in Akanta. I'm Janella Carrera. Thanks for joining us.
And I'm Clint Rigel. Topping your news tonight, a woman who had reported an abduction and told police that she was kidnapped and stabbed by a drunken Micronesian man is now accused of making the whole thing up. On Tuesday, Reva Zacharias Cruz reported the so-called crimes to the Guam Police Department, but GPD spokesperson, Captain Kim Santos, reports that Cruz admitted in a subsequent interview to falsifying her report. In a release, Santos says officers became wary of Cruz's claims after much of the details the victim provided were unverifiable. Initially, Cruz claimed that the suspect abducted her at the Kmart parking lot and forced her to drive to the Dusatani Resort, where she claimed that the suspect stabbed her in the leg before fleeing on foot. After GPD re-interviewed Cruz the following day, she admitted that the injury was self-inflicted and that she had falsified the kidnapping. She's been booked and confined for making a false report.
In other news, police were seen executing search warrants as part of an investigation in the armed robbery of a tourist and her daughter. 2 suspects have been arrested, and one of them allegedly mocked a news report of the robbery he had just committed. Here's more. Guam Police spokesperson Captain Kim Santos says the Mandanya Drug Task Force executed at least 3 search warrants yesterday in Dedido, where they recovered several items related to a robbery that was reported at 2 Lovers Point on Sunday. According to a magistrate report, a tourist and her daughter were robbed at gunpoint as the suspects reportedly fled in a stolen vehicle that was later found abandoned at the Micronesia Mall parking lot. The report says GPD was able to identify the suspects through the getaway vehicle used in the robbery. The vehicle, an Acura Integra, had been reported stolen from a Payless supermarket parking lot. Fortunately, an officer was able to identify the owner of a vehicle that was parked next to the stolen Integra. Through that individual, police were able to piece together the remaining pieces of the puzzle. The report says that after the suspects, identified as Jeremy Allen Evaristo and Xavier Anderson Tatautau, robbed a woman and her daughter, they abandoned the stolen car at the Micronesia Mall. They were picked up by another individual and taken to a residence. The owner of that residence told police that when Evaristo and Tatautau arrived at his house, Evaristo, quote, showed him a news article concerning the robbery, and Evaristo laughed about it, end quote. Yesterday, officers with the MDTF were seen converging on a residence in Dedido where they recovered several stolen items. The suspects were also apprehended from there. Evaristo and Tatautau were charged with second-degree robbery as a second-degree felony with a special allegation of vulnerable victim sentence enhancement. Evaristo was additionally charged with a special allegation of possession or use of a deadly weapon in the commission of a felony. Both Evaristo and Tatautau were booked and confined.
According to multiple sources, Lieutenant Governor Ray Tenorio has selected former Senator Tony Ada as his running mate. However, the Lieutenant Governor will not confirm nor deny this. Instead, his Chief of Staff, Joe Duenas, issued the following statement, quote, the Lieutenant Governor's focus is on the current work of his office. An announcement on his candidacy and running mate have not been made and will be made at the appropriate time, end quote. Meanwhile, there have been stickers showing up saying BOTA 2018 with the letter T and the letter A highlighted in red, which sources say stands for Tenorio and Ada.
In an effort to mitigate troubling issues arising on our school campuses, the Guam Department of Education is launching the 2017 Safe Schools Conference. On June 26th through the 30th, about 400 support staff and personnel are expected to attend over 25 workshops to address a variety of challenges plaguing our students. This training will highlight issues such as bullying, suicide prevention, drug and alcohol-related incidents, abuse, and more. Deputy Superintendent Chris Anderson, Acting Superintendent Tawling Taitano, along with Dr. Terry Napati, told media today that the department has carefully crafted these workshops to better equip student aides and support staff for the upcoming academic year.
The goal of this conference is to support school personnel in building their skills and knowledge of students by providing strategies and resources through workshops centered on safe school practices. The workshops are organized based on 5 conference strands. 1 is understanding the law enforcement impact for safe schools. 2, considering the legal issues in a safe school. 3, building a positive school climate. 4, reducing alcohol and other substance use. And 5, responding to crisis and mental health.
Anderson adds that of the 400 staffers anticipated to attend the conference, around 250 have already signed up.
All right, we'll keep watching PNC. We have more news first right after this.